My name is Tolu. I am a public speaker, an author, and a marriage coach. You see, as an introvert, many people think that introverts cannot be public speakers. In fact, that's the natural inclination, and the funny thing is that there are a lot of world-renowned public speakers that are introverts. Did you know that people like Barack Obama are actually introverts? But you find that these are things that an introvert needs to know to help you push forward when you think that your natural skills and talents and giftings do not permit you to do so.
This is #50 African Stories. 30 stories discovered, 20 to go. Prepare to be inspired.
It's time to talk.
How many people have experienced grief? Grief that hits you around the same time that good news hits you. What do I mean? I had my second baby, and 2 days later, I lost my mom. I didn't have time to grieve. How do you grieve with a 2-year-old toddler and a newborn baby? You just shut down what you need to shut down so that you can keep moving. And I did that. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line before I started facing the grief and asking questions. Anyway, I got help, and out of that help, one of the things that came up was you have a lot in there that needs to come out. And a recommendation was made to an organization that trains on public speaking and leadership. I popped in there, little knowing how the journey would end, but essentially that's how my journey began. So I think what challenges, of course, there's the fact that there are voices in your head saying, what if they don't like me? What if I can't do it? What if? So you need to have answers for those voices, answers that say, yes, I can. Maybe, what if they do like me? What if it works out? And then you take the first step. Every journey begins with the first step. I remember my first step coming out to not just speak, but to speak to a small audience on an impromptu speech. Nobody had told me beforehand what I was going to say. You get on stage and then they ask you a question and you have to answer. The ground could have opened, but somehow it did not. And 2 minutes later, I was done and I heard applause. And I think that was the first push that, oh, okay, this can work. Let me try again. And I did. I want to talk about therapy in the sense of something that not a lot of Nigerians, not a lot of Africans like to seek out. You see, there's something, we think looking for help means you're weak. Looking for help of any sort. We talk of self-made men and self-made women, and it's like if the stronger you prove yourself to be, the more important you are. And is that really true? Every one of us needs help at some point. Being able to identify that you need help is one step, but sometimes we are not even able to do that. I think listening is a very important skill in a therapist. Someone who asks questions and then listens and is genuinely interested in hearing you out. Years of writing, I've been putting my books on Amazon, people order here and there. But then on LinkedIn, I started getting quite active on LinkedIn about a year ago. And public speaking led me to start doing an audio room on LinkedIn. And we were talking about marriage, and people started joining my rooms from all over the world, and I thought, wow, that was amazing. And then some opportunity came up to be part of an anthology project. Now, an anthology is a compilation. It's a book that is made up of different authors, right? It's not one person's book. It's a group effort. Now, these people were going to write about COVID-19, lessons we learned from COVID-19. And at the time of COVID, I was working as a clinical pharmacist, and I had a perspective, and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to share on this project. So I joined in, and I did not know that just that step of joining in would end up being an international book bestseller project, because this book is now an international bestseller on Amazon, on about 6 different Amazon platforms, including US and UK. So that's really remarkable. You see, the public speaker is not the message. The public speaker is the messenger. So when you don't think too much about yourself, because one of the things that happens to a speaker is, oh my God, how are they looking at me? What are they thinking about me? And all of that. What kind of messenger would you think I was? So if you're about the message, then that shifts the burden that is on you and puts this limelight on the message. And what an honor and privilege to deliver the message. This is called The Cup and the Broom. Now, the children's books, they're focused on teaching children different aspects of character development, okay? This one is about identity. It's using a cup, regular things in the house, a cup and a broom to tell a story. And the feedback from children is quite amazing, because just helping them to see, imagine a cup trying to be a broom. How would that be? So this story is about that. Very fascinating, okay? This book, 5 Cues on a 2-lane road, was inspired in traffic. I'm sitting in traffic and I'm seeing chaos build into more and more chaos. And this story began. Also, being in healthcare, the perspective is from the healthcare space. Imagine someone who is stuck in traffic going to do a surgery for your mother, and some madman is creating more and more chaos. How would you feel? So this is about cause and effect, okay? Because many times we don't connect the dots. We just do what we do, and we don't think how it will affect other things. So, great book. You have Chike and Uche, which is really focused on work ethic. Okay, and then there are several others. A Thankful Heart, which is about gratitude, several others. But then I want to also highlight this one. So Raging Waters, I co-authored with my husband because we are marriage coaches. So this is around marriage, and specifically around infidelity in marriage, because that really is another issue. A lot of marriages are suffering under the blow of infidelities. I am an African, and this is my story.